what do you do when you meet someone, you like them, but you can tell that they have some detachment because they have this idea that there's plenty of fish in the sea, and you're trying to hold on to them. You can tell you're trying to hold on to them, knowing that they might ultimately let you go anyway.
Do you value commitment? Do you value someone who also knows what they want? If you have a clear vision of the kind of relationship you want, the way you want your relationship to feel, consistent, reliable, warm, fun, playful, when you understand that, it becomes a lot easier to discern who's for you and who's not. Someone who's still worried about all the other fish in the sea, who's easily distracted, who catches their eye, that catches their eye, and you feel like you have to control them. If it feels like you have to control them, it's not love. And you can't build a fulfilling relationship from that place. So if you notice that they don't value the same things you do, they don't value commitment in the same ways, then they're probably not for you. Because the last thing you want to do is chase after them, try and convince them to want the same things that you want. And please, I'll show you how good it'll be if you'll just choose me. Then you end up losing yourself in the very ways that you're trying to avoid in the first place.
It's always hard. I always find that we're willing to tolerate bad behavior from someone we're really into versus someone we're kind of into. And so when we say we want reliability, if the person we're really into doesn't message back, we'll be patient. But if someone we're kind of into doesn't message back, we're like, oh, red flag.
That was me. That was a childhood wound of, am I lovable? Am I difficult to love? Who do I have to become to get someone to choose me, to pay attention to me, right? So, you kind of like me. You kind of are interested. You kind of pay enough attention. I'm going to get the other 50% of that attention from you. I'm going to earn it. I'm going to tolerate the hurt, the disrespect, because you're giving me a little bit of what I want, and I'm going to prove it. And then I'd get into relationships, fully chosen, stable love, very good people, and I'd test them. No, you don't. I'm going to show you that I can rebel against this. I'm going to show you that I'm hard to love so that then I can come back and earn it again. That is a childhood wound that doesn't heal until you take accountability for it. It wasn't until I realized the pattern at play, and I got sick of my own shit. I got sick of the same hurt, the same anxiety, the same cycles. It's like, I don't want this. And then I took accountability and realized that the stability and the love that I was looking for was going to require me to make value-based decisions first and foremost, and really show up and support myself and soothe myself when I wanted to run, or when I wanted to beg, or when I wanted to react. I had to learn to respond. Little tidbit about me.
I was going to ask you, how bad did it have to get for you to take accountability?
I really lost myself chasing the feeling of being chosen. Had given up on dreams, lost all confidence, tolerated just the worst possible behavior, just was a shell of myself, really and truly. And when you reach that level, when essentially rock bottom, you either have to pull yourself out, or you realize how deep and dark it'll feel until you find the courage. And you don't want to live like that. I didn't want to live like that. I knew that there was an option, and I knew it was going to be hard, and I knew that it was going to take a hell of a lot of time, attention, understanding, patience for myself. But one of the best things I've ever done. A big piece of what actually got me into this work, quite frankly.
Tell me about that.
The pattern I was just talking about, choose me, see me, what can I do to earn your attention? That primarily came from my mother. And my mother died of cancer back in 2019. And there was something about her death that was so devastating and yet so healing because of the way we were able to repair before she passed. So we got to have these conversations, peel back. We were so honest. And the safety and space it created, feeling seen and chosen and loved in such a way, even though it was the end. There was something about that moment, and obviously the journey of grief that came after that changed me to my core. And this was all happening around the same time. The feeling like I was at rock bottom, the death of my mother. There was so much going on there where I realized that I was looking for evidence to confirm or deny the beliefs that I had learned in this mother-daughter dynamic growing up. That I was hard to love, that I was difficult to love, that I needed to fight to be chosen. I was looking for evidence to confirm that everywhere. And it felt awful. It felt awful. So there was a bit of the love and support and honesty that I was able to find in these conversations with my mother. And then the work that I did after she passed to learn to show up for myself and no longer tolerate those beliefs, no longer take those beliefs as fact. And that was really where the work was. That's where the work came from.